Hi guys, welcome to another video with Melissa. Today we are reviewing Walking Dead number 154, Led to Slaughter. I love this one. This is a really good issue, guys. I really enjoyed this issue. I was heartwarmed, I laughed, cried a little. It was a good issue, guys. I love the cover. Love seeing Michonne and Aaron on this cover. She looks so badass. You can see the whispers in the background. Really quite cool. Tell they're not quite zombies. Very cool cover. Really like this issue. It's an odd one, this one. I wasn't expecting, even though with the title Led to Slaughter, I still wasn't expecting what happened in it. So I'm going to start talking about spoilers, guys. I wasn't expecting the death. Well, we don't know if he's actually dead. I'm assuming. Hasn't happened yet, but I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. And it wasn't until we got about halfway through Michonne and Aaron's conversation that I went, they're going to kill him, aren't they? I was like, they're on their own. There's no one else they can kill. Michonne isn't dying. They just made a video game of her. She isn't dying. Sorry, Aaron. That was kind of my reaction to it. It was like, sorry, Aaron. Unfortunately, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah, as I said, love this issue. So we're going to go through it from the start. Let's have a look. So we started off with Andrea. Good to see Andrea. We haven't seen her in a while. Starting to miss her, actually. I'm not usually the biggest fan of Andrea in the comics or on the show. I was starting to miss her. So we said the previous line, Negan's loose, so he's escaped. Helped by Brandon, the idiot that got himself stabbed by Negan. Yeah, we're just going to refer to him as Brandon the idiot. Didn't realize who he was actually helping escape. Not a smart kid. Michonne and Aaron follow his trail toward the Whisperer's border. They don't know that Brandon helped Negan escape. I'm assuming they can assume that, because Brandon was an idiot. But Brandon didn't know that his plan for the Whisperers and Alexander to kill each other differs from Negan until Negan stabs him in the heart. Good work, Negan! You killed an idiot. Okay, so we have Andrea meeting up with someone, and that happens to be Maggie. We have this kind of heartwarming, lovely moment between Andrea and Maggie, where they're just kind of saying, hey, how you doing? I'm fine. How are you? Because they don't get to see each other very often. And, like, Andrea's been away trying to help Carl and Lydia get away. So it's like, yeah, cool. Talking about Herschel and how Maggie just needed to get away from him for a few minutes. And because babies cry. And Andrea's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. That's cool. And she goes, actually, I'll stay with you guys overnight because then I can see the baby. That'd be cool. And they talk about, like, they can't believe that Carl and Sophia are getting older. And there's, like, a hint at that one. That it's good for Carl to be at the hilltop because he'll be around Sophia. And there's, like, a hint at, you're still hoping for that one, aren't you? He'll come up by Andrew. Which I thought, oh, that's so cute. Yeah. Get that crazy girl pregnant, please. I don't need that. That's so funny. It's just because it's like, they're friends. They're not going to hook up. Plus, Carl liked Lydia anyway, so that's fine. I think there was a lot of people shipping Sophia and Carl before Lydia came in the picture, and that was quite sweet. But, yeah, doesn't always happen that way in real life, guys. So, yeah, and they're practically adults now they're talking about, and Maggie says, I can't believe half of us lived for this long. Poor choice of words. Fuck. She's just upset by it. And Andrew's like, yeah, I think technically less than half of us lived this long. And it's like, that's just really sad, really. And Maggie's just reminded of her, and kind of reminded of Glenn dying at that point, I think. And she says she's going to feel bad about it for a few hours after saying that. Yeah. So Maggie decides to stay with her. They can talk about stuff. Make her feel a bit better. So we've got Michonne and Aaron coming upon Brandon's body. Brandon the idiot. And they have a look at him. They see that he's been attacked, but he hasn't turned yet. So they know Negan has to be quite nearby if Brandon's just been attacked and not a zombie yet. We can see that Brandon seems to still be alive for now. Probably be a zombie later. Probably bite someone later. It would be cool. Yeah, so they're still on the lookout for Negan. And actually, I forgot how much I love Negan. There's just something really funny about Negan in the comic. And it's just the profanity he comes out with. And I'm not like someone that loves profanity in real life. I mean, I do swear, but it's just, some of the words he's saying, it's just so fun, so funny. So I'm probably gonna swear in this, guys. Sorry about that. Children, don't watch. And he's talking about that he's really mad because Brandon helped him escape. And he's just telling off the son. He didn't grab me a sleeping bag or anything, Brandon. Oh, we finally sleep out in the open, Brandon. So glad I stabbed you, Brandon. Like, actually, Brandon does kind of deserve that. I think so. And he calls him a fucking shitball. It's just so funny. And I can't help laughing aloud at that. It's like, thanks a lot, Brandon. It's like, you just shivved the guy in the heart. How can you be saying this, Negan? Negan hears someone nearby, and he's talking about his big knife, and he's threatening him, and he's like, you got knives too. That's cool. So he runs into some of the Whisperers, immediately recognizes them for what they are, says they are scary as fuck, which they kind of are. They're a bit disturbing, really. And it's like I could barely tell them apart from the dead ones. And I love this bit as well. This is one of my favorite lines. And this has such great Negan lines, and I really liked these lines. And Kirkman did an excellent job of writing Negan again. He's been out of practice for a while, but this is excellent. So, how do you guys keep from accidentally stabbing each other or shit? You guys just fucking push a dude in the bush and say, oh, he was already dead, and move on. Be honest, this happened at least once, right? He's like, that's just so cute. And it's like, they probably do. It probably has happened. And it's, the Whisperer's kind of shocked. You know what we are? And it's like, yeah. And Megan's like, I have eyes. Like, it's kind of obvious. Yeah, and it's like, unless you're a Looney Tune with a dog inside or something like that. And of course, the Whisperers are like, why are you here? Negan doesn't know what here is, and he's really confused. And the Whisperers are convinced he's been sent there by Rick's group. And we meet Beta, who, as Negan describes, is scary as shit. And I have to agree, Beta is pretty disturbing looking. I would not want to meet him in a dark alley. So, and Negan's taken aback from someone a lot bigger than Negan. Negan's supposed to be a big guy. And it's like, you don't wear the full skin suit, just a skin suit and just a skin helmet. And he's like, I probably get behind that, just a modified version. And he asks him what his name is. And of course he answers with, we do not have names. I'm called Beta. And Negan's like, that's a fucking name. A stupid one, but it still counts. Oh, he's just so amusing in this one. I really love this comic. It made me laugh so much today. And he gives him a little threat to Negan, and Negan just says, you don't want to hurt me, really, and I could kill a couple of you. Don't want that. And saying, actually, I want to be part of your group. I'm taking the pledge. I'll be part of your group. And they take him away with them. So, yeah, they're up for this. So we go back to Eugene and the person on the radio, which, why, Eugene, are you telling them so much? You don't know these people. Why are you telling them everything? You're telling them about the Whisperers. You're telling them what happened at the fair. You're pretty much making yourself vulnerable. Don't do this, Eugene. I don't know why he's doing this. It must be from the upset about losing Rosita, but it's really annoying me. So he's pretty much telling them everything that's happened. Saying that they carry guns at the moment because of what's just happened, but they don't normally. Yeah, there are lots of guns floating around, and he's saying to the person, "You still won't tell me your name. Why won't you tell me your name?" And they're really disturbed by the whisper thing about people wearing skin suits. And they talk about a guy arrived a year or so ago. He kept himself covered in water blood all day, every day. He maintained it was always fresh. I feel like this is going to be something to do with another character we know. And I can't really think who it's going to be at this point, but how do these people know that trick? I mean, I thought this was something that wasn't really well known. We know Rick has done it twice now. It's very odd that they've come up with a very similar thing like that. And I mean, they would figure it out eventually, but it just seems too similar to the Walker Guts trick that Rick and Glenn did, and I think it's related to something. I think we might know these people already. I'm pretty convinced about it. I can't get over the fact I still think it's the Whispers. I still think it's the Whispers. And they might be saying they're disturbed by them, but I still think it's the Whispers, and I think Eugene's putting himself in a world of trouble. He talks about Rosita being killed while she was pregnant, and the person on the radio said they're really sorry about that and sensitive. And they tell them that their name is Stephanie. So, for ages, we thought this person on the radio was male. I don't know why. We never knew otherwise, but it turns out to be a woman, which I think is really interesting. And I'm hoping they're the leader of another group, because so far we've only had Alpha as a leader for, like, women in a group, so that would be really cool to see a woman leader as well, although Alpha could be Stephanie. Why couldn't she? Why not? Why couldn't Alpha be called Stephanie? We don't know her name, so maybe her name is Stephanie. That would be interesting. So we got Carl helping out, doing some blacksmithing. Awesome. And he has a conversation with, I can't remember the blacksmith's name now. Oh my god, I can't remember his name. That's really going to bother me. I'm going to have to look it up later. Yeah, he's doing some blacksmith work, and the blacksmith comes over to him and says Lydia can stay. And they're alright to go back to Alexandria as well if they want. Maggie's there. Maggie's encouraging him to go back to Alexandria because his dad wants him nearby, but Carl's like, no, I'm not a kid anymore. I want to live my life, and I want to live it here. He says, I haven't been a kid for a long time. Like, fair enough, Carl. Actually, you haven't been a kid for a long time. You had to grow up pretty quickly, so that's what it is. Andrea gets back, notices the propaganda for the Silence of Whispers, and is pretty disturbed by it. There's propaganda on the walls. She thinks someone's going to get hurt because of it, and Rick has been attacked, of course. And he says the attack has led him to being a better leader, which could be argued. I think it's kind of reflecting on what he's done so far and trying to improve himself, so maybe he has become a better leader. We get to Michonne and Aaron. They are out still hunting for Negan, and this is where I go, someone's going to die here, aren't they? Someone's going to die here. I was convinced. As soon as they started talking about this, I was like, ugh. So Michonne's trying to convince Aaron that he should start dating Jesus. And it's like, he's one of the kindest people out there, really. Lives up to his nickname, you know Jesus, am I right? And Aaron's not convinced. He says Michonne isn't the greatest person to be giving relationship advice. That's such an insult to her. Oh god, that's so horrible. And he says that Jesus got his booty call going in Alexandria, named Hilltop, named Alex. Thinks he's leading him on. He doesn't want to get involved in that kind of stuff, so fair enough. So they come upon some walkers and also some whispers. And the Whispers are not happy to see them. They've crossed the border. Remember, Negan is across the border because we crossed it when Brandon, where he stabbed him. So, and Michonne's telling him, call off your dogs. We don't want to hurt you. We didn't come here to fight. We just came to get our fugitive. He's very dangerous. Once we have him, we'll leave immediately. And Beta comes up, tells them Alpha was very clear. The border was not to be crossed for any reason, really. They attack Michonne and Aaron. Michonne says, we don't want to hurt you, and Beta says we have an advantage, and stabs Aaron. I'm sorry, Aaron, but they weren't going to stab Michonne, were they? Sorry. I'm okay with it. Unfortunately, okay with it. So Aaron's been stabbed. He's not dead yet. He's been stabbed in the stomach. He could live. Very doubtful, because they're nowhere near any kind of civilization. And I doubt the Whisperers are going to stop with that. I really hope Michonne doesn't get kidnapped again. She always is getting kidnapped in the show, and it's starting to really annoy me, because Michonne is smart enough not to get kidnapped that much. She's been kidnapped twice now in the show. Please stop kidnapping her. She could escape from these things. Negan's at the Whisperers and saying that, seeing the skins being dried out, saying he's seeing everything now, saying, do I get to pick my own skin suit? I need one with a generous crotch area. And it's like, oh, Negan. Really? You're the only one that can get away with saying this. And you wouldn't be able to get away with this on the show. How are they going to do this on the show? They can't allude to that in the show, can they? I don't think they're going to. And he says, do you use zippers or buttons? He can't undo a bunch of buttons to go to the bathroom. And he meets Alpha. And I was shocked by this bit. Introducing himself to Alpha and saying, I'm in love. And it's like, oh God. That was the one bit of the comic that made me think, what? Why? Why exactly? I mean, I guess if you haven't seen a woman in a long time, Alpha might be okay. Yeah, so that's where the comic ends, saying he's in love with Alpha. Maybe he's playing her, I don't know. But that's what they're doing. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that in the letter hacks, we get a bit of apology for the season 6 finale, which I thought, thank you. You needed to say something. And if you gotta say it in the letter hacks, at least you're getting to like the mainstream fans, the ones that love the comic as well, the ones that are gonna be supporting you. You have to be careful with this. So it's yeah, he's saying the season 6 finale certainly caused a fever online. Everybody's talking about it. Some people love it, some people are indifferent, some people hate it. We weren't trying to gain the audience, we weren't trying to drive you crazy, we certainly weren't trying to force you to come back for season 7. We hope you're always planning on doing that, and still planning on doing that. Well, some people won't be. We did want you to talk, and talk you are. Speculation, frustration, possibilities, theories. Honestly, in my mind, this stuff is fun. I honestly feel like it's something fun for the fans to do during the break. Was it Spencer? Could it have been Morgan? Could it be Carol? Did Negan kill Jesus? No, none of them were there. Not giving away anything. I know people were angry over this, and it wasn't our intent. The idea was that over 6 seasons of the show, we want to stay in mind and give you something to talk about. I think in this way, characters you love and are going to miss is dead, and we give you a few extra months of hope not to grieve. Is there uncertainty? Yes, but it was kind of the idea. And seriously, anybody on the Walking Dead team wants to do something cool. We want to do something different, and we get to change things up, get people excited, and keep the show on your mind. For some of you, this effort backfired, and you're angry, and for that, I'm sorry. The only thing I can promise you is that the season 7 premiere is going to be awesome. I'll wait till I see it. I'm not agreeing with that, because last season's starter was not that good. I wasn't very happy with last season's premiere. When viewed as a 2-part episode, the same way of every season of Star Trek The Next Generation ended with the first half of a 2-part episode that was a cliffhanger, it's going to be a pretty awesome ride, and every minute of the season 6 finale was important, setting up something that you probably won't see coming. I think I probably do see it coming, because I think they're talking about the kingdom. I've known that for a while. It's a cool episode. Remember, there's a lot more for Negan to do. Be afraid, be very afraid, and excited. So, I like that he's done an apology, because I think they needed to say something, but I still don't like their reasoning. I don't like their reasoning that they're just trying something different. It's like, you knew what you were doing, and it's like just saying that you wanted people to talk about it. People were going to talk about if you killed someone or not, and we all knew that, and it's like, we've been talking about who's going to die. We've been talking about who's going to die for over a year. Maybe some of us are sick of it. And there's a lot of people that have just decided, I don't care. And the problem with this is, they started filming The Walking Dead 2 days ago, guys. That spoiler's going to get out. And we've said it before. Spoiler's going to get out. Everybody's going to know ahead of time what was the point of this. You can't do this type of a cliffhanger in a television show. You can do it in a comic because it's not going to get spoiled. But in a television show or a movie, you can't do it, guys. And they just don't seem to understand the medium they're working with. And that really bothers me because I don't understand why they think it's not going to get spoiled. I don't care how much AMC threatens the spoiler sites or says don't spoil things, you're ruining it. It's gonna get spoiled. And I'm surprised, actually, on May the 4th, after they started, like, filming 2 days ago, I haven't been spoiled yet. I haven't looked at Spoiling the Dead, but I bet you if I go there, I'll probably get spoiled. So, yeah, I think he still doesn't get it. It's nice that there was an apology, but I still think he doesn't get the fact that everybody's gonna get spoiled ahead of time, and people are gonna be annoyed with that. And I know some of you are saying, oh, just don't go on spoiler sites. I don't have to. If I go on Twitter, Facebook, or Tumblr, I'm going to see it. There's months until the season premiere. It's on, like, October, isn't it? How am I going to avoid spoilers in October? No one's going to be able to. So, that's my problem with it. Yeah, fair enough. Star Trek The Next Generation did it. But guess what? They didn't have the internet to contend with then. And they were on a soundstage. You're filming in Georgia on an open filming location. Ugh. It annoys me. So that was Walking Dead issue 154. Much better than the TV show. Really, really love this issue. Looking forward to the next one. I kind of hope Aaron doesn't die, but I don't think it's looking good for him. I say possibility of death 98%. How is he going to get help? He's pretty much dead at this point. And that's sad. Let's hope Michonne kills Beta at some point for killing Aaron. I want to see her slice his head off. That would be awesome. Okay, guys, tell me what you thought in the comments. How you felt about this this issue. What you liked about it. What you didn't. I really did enjoy the Negan swearing. And I haven't seen it in a while. But I really did enjoy it. And I felt his part was written really well. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later. Bye! Hi guys, Fangirling with Mel here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please subscribe and like down below. You can also comment on my videos and I'll get back to you. If you'd like to support me in my other social media endeavors, you can click on my Patreon and support my video making and writing. I've also got a Twitter and a Facebook below if you'd like to follow me on other social medias. The other thing you can do is buy my book, which is called Becoming Death. There's a little advert coming up after this bit of the video. It's on Amazon. It's about Grim Reapers. Becoming Death by Melissa Brown. It's awesome. You'll enjoy it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.